Whenever I hear a recorded version of it on the radio out there, I keep thinking, where's the drums? And yep, it's that one. Happy holidays, whatever the heck it is you celebrate. It's that time of year again when the airwaves are just full of bland, trite, shallow Christmas pop. I've always personally, as a singer and a drummer, preferred the traditional hymns, songs, and carols because they actually have some musical integrity and they sound better. And just plain better music. That said, there's one Christmas song that I kind of have a soft spot for reasons. So, fasten your seatbelts, get on board, and we'll take a look at that one and a percussion positive upbeat arrangement of The Little Drummer Boy. Okay, so straight away, I want to let you folks know that this rhythm is an intermediate rhythm, but you guys should have the chops to handle it so far because you've done pretty well with some pretty good stuff. We are looking at the concepts in Lego solos where you take a couple of simple phrases, put them together to make longer phrases. And that's pretty much how this one works. What was going on in the Holy Land at the turn of the millennia? Well, it certainly wasn't some poor sad kid with a snare drum in the corner while everybody else gets to jam out on electric guitars and pianos and concert woodwinds and all that stuff, and strings and stuff. So we put together a percussion friendly version of The Little Drummer Boy that actually had some drums in it. Imagine that. So here are the rhythms that go with that. It was put together by me and another buddy of mine named Thunder Magewind. What a great name for a drummer. And so let's take it apart. This is the main phrase of the song and it's pretty upbeat. So let's take that apart. It's an 8-count phrase with two sub-phrases of 4 counts each. Okay, the first phrase, and I've got it, the thing will be up here for you guys to look at. I'll keep those going on. I made all those diagrams in advance. Bass, tone, slap, slap, tone. So it's that's the first phrase. That's it. Just now, I don't really care about the handing. I'm doing the 2 slaps with my dominant hand because I can make cleaner ones. You can make these tones if you're still working on your slaps, but if you got the intermediate level, you should be able to make a good slap, and that's the difference between this and that. Okay. And the second phrase is boom, boom, slap. Okay. Bass, bass, slap. And there's a rest there where you can put in a pair of grace note tones, very light. So let's put those 2 pieces together back to back. It's just an alternating A-B format. 1, 2, and go. I'm going to slow that down for you. Okay. Now use those 2 little grace notes as a pickup for the next song, and that's helps keep it flowing. Okay. That's the main phrase for a little drumming, boys. Okay, so we're dealing with a pop tune, which means that the lines are uneven, and so we have to add a tag to the end of the last line of each verse to accommodate the shape of the melody. In this case, it's the Rum Pom 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 part. So it's da 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 da. That little da 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 da, so that little half measure there, will tend to throw us off. So I'll take it slow, and you'll see what it looks like. So it's ba ba bum bum ba ba bum ba da ba 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 bum. Now, you may have saw in the main there is a alternate version of the main line where instead of it's bum 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 bum. Okay, which you can do or not do as it suits you. It's kind of optional. But I like to do it because I'm used to the song. And when you get to Rum Pom Pom Pom, it's bass tone bass bass, okay, or you can do bass tone tone bass. That's why you have that B/T in the notation. Either one's fine, but make it sturdy. So it's like dun 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 and drumming part. Okay, does that make sense to you? So I'm going to sing through the first verse with the lead in and the break, and then you'll see how it all fits together. Okay, so you see at each line you've got that little half measure. Okay, bum 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 bum, and that bum, the last one, is the first note of the A phrase of the main. So you go bum 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 ba da da ba dum dum ba. So that's how that works. And I'm throwing in that that middle piece in there as a spacer. You don't have to. You can be bum 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 bum. Either way is perfectly fine. I notated it the simple way because let's not make it too crazy straight away. If you get up there and you want to embellish and fill in, that's perfectly fine and great. I love that when people just go ahead and, oh, I can do that, and then do it. Yes, ma'am. You do that thing. Okay, the break is in there. It's a pretty basic one. It's 5 tones and a slap, and then 7 tones and a slap. So it's. Okay, and so it has 2 little spaces in there. Ba da bop, ba da bop, space, bum bum, ba dum dum bop. Okay, that's the break. Okay, in the next sequence, we'll take a look at the bass parts and some of the auxiliary bits. Okay, for the bass or Djun part, I've actually brought out one of my Taikos, mostly because I'm a Taiko freak as well as y'all know that. But the parts are interchangeable essentially. Kept it reasonably simple, so for the most part, we're just echoing the bass tones in the main line. So it's dum da da dum dum da bum da da dum dum da bum 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 da da dum bum ba. So I say, so those are the notes that get picked up for your Djun. So it looks something like this. Ich ni so re. So forth and so on. So it's pretty straightforward. Now you can also do that alternate line with the threes. So. So notice I also threw in some embellishments there. Entirely optional, but you can do that. But it's basically boom, 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 ka, boom, 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 boom. Nothing to it. If you want to play a Jiuchi with that, the horse Jiuchi is about the best for this. So, ich, ni, so, re. Ten, take a 10, take a 10, take a 10, take a 10, take a 10. Okay, so that's your Jiuchi for those of you who like to play that part. And that can be played also on a Doumbek or other high-pitched drum. The last little bit I want to throw in is the bell and clave parts. They're on the handout that you can download. I'll put the link down in the doobly-doo thing. If you're on YouTube, you can also find them on the Shangö website. Okay. And so we have a pretty simple bell part. Okay. All we got to do is pay attention and keep up. Okay. Clave is a little trickier. That's the basic one. Again, pretty simple. Okay, so let me take a tilt at it. I think I was off key in the previous tilt, so I'm going to sing it through and you'll get to hear what it sounds like. King That's the whole thing. And you can play with it, mess with it, embellish, add all kind of drum lines to it. Get together with a bunch of friends and just have some fun, because God's know whatever you worship, we could use a little more fun in the world, and so I'm all about that. And we recorded a version of this back in 2006. It's not bad. We did it with about 15 minutes of rehearsal and seriously garage band conditions, with not much better gear than I'm using now. But it's not bad. It was a lot of fun to do. Anybody who's adept with zills can probably figure that clave part is a zill part as well. Ka-ting, ka-ting, ting, ka-ting, ka-ting, ting, ka-ting, ka-ting, ting, ka-ting, ka-ting, ting. I don't do zills because my hands do other things. But some of you folks are Middle Eastern enthusiasts, and so go crazy, have fun with that. Cis drum, tambourine, basically I'd love to see versions of a little drummer boy that's just loaded with percussion. And that's pretty much it. So whatever you're celebrating, have fun with it. I'll try to get this up on YouTube and Facebook pretty quickly, which means the 5 minutes of video, I got to do about 3 hours of editing in Premiere. But whatever it is, happy Hanukkah, blessed solstice, Merry Christmas, joyous Yule, happy Kwanzaa, Saturnalia, you name it, okay? It's all about getting through the winter with a smile on your face and a roof over and around people who you love and love you. Okay. Jambo all, see you next time. Bye. And I'm going to take a quick look at my notes so I don't steer you the wrong way. I made all those diagrams in advance. Aren't I good? Oh, that's terrible.